Hello. Welcome to my channel. This is the Horror Haven channel. Do subscribe to my channel for more entertaining videos like this. Let us dive in. This story is about my experience working at a children's care center. For a few months, I worked at a kids' play center in my local RSL. It was basically just an indoor playground with rock climbing, a cafe, birthday parties, and a drop-and-dine service where parents would leave their children with us on Friday and Saturday nights while they went out to eat at the restaurant down the hall. Anyway, I had to open and close that day during the week because it was really slow, so I was the only one working. There was often loud banging in the party rooms and storeroom, which made me feel quite insecure. Most of the time, I didn't think much of it, but today was different. I finished my shift and began cleaning up all of the tables as normal, but some kids went into the party room, so I had to wipe down the tables there as well. I heard something behind me in the room, and when I turned around, there was an older and larger man standing behind me, staring at me. I turned pale, and I swear my heart stopped for a second. He vanished in an instant, and when I say I hurried back to the front desk, I'm not lying. Fortunately, that was the last thing I needed to do, so I grabbed my belongings and run out of there. The event had left me shaken, but I had forgotten about it by my next shift. I also despised going into the storerooms since the space was almost non-existent and the ceiling was leaking. It was utter darkness up in the roof cavity, which was unsettling because I always felt like someone was watching me from up there. I also had to work in the restaurant section of the building. As you walk to the stairs to leave the building, you must pass through a long hallway that leads to the kids' center. It has an automatic sliding door that gets locked from the inside at the end of every shift, so it literally cannot be opened unless you have a swipe key. One Friday night when I was concluding my shift in the restaurant, I noticed that the play center had closed about half an hour before and that all of the lights were turned out. I passed along the long corridor and looked down to see the door open. I couldn't have triggered it because the hallway is approximately 10 meters long and no one was down there, so it shouldn't have opened. That frightened me a little, so I walked past the door at the conclusion of my shift and, as I expected, it was completely locked. After we concluded our drop and dine with the kids, we all headed upstairs to the abandoned squash courts to see how eerie it was up there. It was terrible, and I will never go up there again. During that adventure, I discovered that a guy exactly like the one I described had died of a heart attack in the kids' facility when it was still a function room. I ended up leaving a week later for unrelated reasons, but I was terrified of going back to work. This was a really terrifying experience, and that was also part of the reason I stopped working there.